those who know Philip know he always needs a new project to keep him excited. Right now, he is longing for the summer, and if it was up to him, he would sell our chateau to find a new project in the south. We love our place here, and I have no intention to sell, but I did agree to a short trip to the south to explore one of the most stunning parts of France. Philip's mum arrived a couple of weeks ago. We just celebrated her 75th birthday. It's unbelievable how much energy she has. She can't stay still a second and works relentlessly in the house and garden whenever she's here. The girls love her so much. She's the best mother-in-law I could hope for. So, thank you Hildegard for holding the fort whilst we were away.
See you in a few days!
Done.
We're on our way!
On our way. Do you have everything? I have my money in the bag.
Yeah, I hope you have your money.
My driving, we don't need passports, I have everything.
No.
And I have the car, I have my child. Actually, both of them. I always forget that I have two.
Can I just check? Two children?
I didn't want to come. Papa had to choose. I had to come.
Hopefully there's a bit more sun in the south.
Yeah, gonna see. Finally, Chateau of the Bye, Ziggy.
Aww.
Bye, Ziggy, the best doggy ever.
And Oma.
Ever.
We arrived in Avignon.
Le pont d'Avignon, on y danse sur le pont d'Avignon, on y danse.
So that was a pretty easy journey. Painless.
Look at
Absolutely.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, that was really easy.
And we got an upgrade car, so
Yeah.
perfect. And now we are heading to the Pont d'Avignon. Avignon Bridge. Actually, I don't really know where we're going. Philip's organised this trip, so...
Oh, les enfants! Je pense que ceci est le pont d'Avignon en face de chez nous.
Oh, it's a tiny little Avignon bridge.
Regarde le château.
Wow!
J'aime pas.
Ah, t'aimes pas?
C'est pas un vrai château, ça. Non, un vrai château, c'est avec des lits. En plus, ça n'existe pas, le château, là. Il est tout cassé. J'aime pas le château.
Behind the ancient city walls of Avignon lies the Palais des Papes, the seat of the popes in the 14th century, and nothing less than the largest medieval Gothic building in Europe. It was the first headquarter of a centralized Christian church and administration, but it became obsolete when the papacy returned to Rome at the end of the 14th century. The extent of this building and the sheer size of each room are so impressive that even our kids like to explore it, and a clever system of augmented reality gave us all a glimpse of how this place was decorated 800 years ago. Avignon is such a pretty city, but unfortunately we didn't have time to spend the night here. However, before we left, we had to climb the city's most famous monument, the Pont d'Avignon. After having seen the Palais des Papes, it felt a bit underwhelming, especially with this horrible wind blowing. But it is world famous thanks to the song, which I can't play for you, as I didn't find any copyright-free version of it.
It is so windy. But I'm getting a theme tune as I am walking across. Ella's singing in my ear.
Perfect.
All right, Philip.
All right, figuring out this car. Good.
Where are we going?
We spent the next 2 days in Arles, a melting pot of cultures and famous for the Roman amphitheatre in the town centre. It's still used for bullfights, a popular sport in the whole region, but we skipped that and took the kids on a very interesting, yet not 100% child-friendly animated tour about the life and death of gladiators, which surprisingly, and maybe worryingly, didn't upset them at all.
That is where they were coming in for them to come and fight.
You can't imagine how inspiring and exciting it is for us to leave the Chateau for a couple of days to explore a new region, live in a new place like this rental with this beautiful old stone staircase and this glass platform which might or might not be strong enough to support a human being. But it doesn't mean that the Chateau is at rest. We have the builders there working on the facade, which is good because when you come home there will be progress, but it also means that there will be a lot of tasks. And it's really not nice to come home and instead of finding a clean house, you find dirt everywhere. And instead of sleeping and resting, you have to clean. But luckily, there's a solution from a company called Roborock, which produces the SA Pro Ultra, a cleaning robot which can hoover or vacuum for our American friends and mop without human intervention, and which also happens so conveniently to be this week's ad. Initially, I was a bit afraid that such a machine wouldn't be a good fit for the Chateau with all the rooms, angles, corners, and that it would get stuck immediately. But as soon as you plug it in and download the app, which by the way is more or less everything you have to do to get it running, it started automatically to map out the entire ground floor. It's really fascinating to watch how it explores each room, finds the doors to the next one, and produces a perfect floor plan, which you can then see on your phone. Even our carpets are not a problem. It recognizes the floor type, automatically lifts the mopping system so the carpets don't get wet, and it increases the suction to suck up all these crumbs from our tea time cake. I don't know exactly how it does that, but it's impressive. Once it has mapped your house, you decide on the cleaning routine. We wanted it to vacuum and mop the kitchen every day, and vacuum the ground floor every other day, and mop it once a week. And the cool thing is that after all that cleaning, you don't even have to clean the mop or empty the robot. It does it all by itself at the base station. Here, it just mopped up a coffee stain, and then it returned home to the station to run a self-washing program. And that's how the mop looks after it has done that. There's a container for the dirty water. You want to empty this from time to time. When the robot is at the station, it also gets rid of all the dust that it has sucked up. Before it's in this container here, but then it ends up in the station here. That gives you about up to 7 weeks of autonomy before you have to empty the base station. With our kids, there's always something lying on the floor. And you could think that's a problem for Mr. SA Pro Ultra, but it isn't. It has an inbuilt obstacle recognition that makes it not only avoid objects, but it also displays them. So if your kids are like mine and randomly leave their shoes all over the place, you could theoretically use Roborock to find them. Now, we are looking forward to go back to a clean home, and if you too you would like to forget about cleaning in the future, check out the link in the description of this video.
After a very nice first night in Arles, we've been already in a very good restaurant yesterday. We've picked another restaurant, but this time it's a very, very special one. It has a Michelin star, but it's known to be in a field, like in a farm, and the owner, the chef, cooks the products directly from the farm. He puts it on the table. We hope it's not too fancy for the kids, but I think it should be quite down to earth. So I'm looking forward to try that out. In Normandy we don't need these roofs to keep the cows in the shade.
No, it's true. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's about 20 degrees and it's April.
Fantastic, yeah. I don't even need a jacket.
No, you don't.
We just arrived and the waitress offered us, before we have our lunch, to walk around and discover the gardens with the vegetables and the trees, and it's beautiful here. And all the things that we will eat are growing in this garden.
Philip, it's very inspiring, no?
It is. However, this is not going to look the same if we plant this in Normandy. We don't have the same climate here. It's very, very warm, one of the warmest parts of France.
Isn't it? What have you found, Lily?
Pink flowers.
Show me.
That would go good
Yeah?
with that pink flower.
Oh, beautiful. Girls, look, I found a bug hotel.
No.
Have you seen?
I love it here. I think we need exactly a garden like this, with a fountain in the middle, in the shape of a cross with 4 fields, because then you can rotate. Each year you rotate from one field to the other, change the vegetable that you plant and the flowers you plant, and we just need that and 7 gardeners to work for us.
I already think
You know that smell, yeah.
Beautiful. Philip, what is it?
I know it's not your favorite color, yellow, but I think yellow and bright red flowers look actually nice, and they will have a comeback, because in the last couple of years all the gardens were green and white and very subtle, and now with my influence on how to renovate a chateau, everything will be orange, yellow, bright red. So guys, if you want to be on trend with your garden, plant yellow, red, and maybe even purple.
This is a replacement for sugar, so it's 100 times sweeter than sugar.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to taste?
I think this lady wants
Oh my
It's got
goodness.
a kind of a different taste as well. It tastes a little bit like licorice. It's got a little kind of licoricey taste behind.
fills your mouth with sugar. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Yeah.
It's really good for diabetics and everything. Can dry the leaves and use it to make cakes without adding any other kind of sugar.
That's incredible.
So that's quite
It's
amazing.
like you're eating a leaf and you feel you're eating a bonbon or something.
These are even yummier than sweets.
Is it? Wow, that's a statement.
These are tomato trees. They're actually the tomato family, but they live for 10 years.
Okay.
And I planted them from seed about 4 years ago.
That's 4
Amazing.
years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Incredible.
And it gives a tomato, which is between a tomato and a passion fruit. It's quite amazing.
This is a
This
dream.
paradise.
Yeah. So I discover new species, I let them taste in the kitchen, and if they like it, I put it into production for the next year. And like last year, for example, we did peanuts.
Yes.
Really worked really well. Did ginger, curcumin, all outside. Like this plant is actually a superfood, so you can actually eat it like raw like this. It's not as sour as spinach, normal spinach. And they say if you eat 4 or 5 leaves in the morning, it's really good for your stomach and your digestion.
Oh yes.
Lily, what do you think?
It's much nicer than spinach, I find.
Yummy. You want a bit more, Ella?
It's really interesting.
Oh wow, that's really good. Even raw like that is amazing.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Take a little.
Geraniums, but we call them pelargoniums.
Yes.
They actually come from hot countries, but you've got every flavour. You've got orange, you've got mint, you've got rose, you've got Coca-Cola, banana. Yeah, but you infuse it in water or milk.
Okay.
What's Coca-Cola?
Okay.
This is a mint one, which is even more.
okay.
You can rub the leaf and smell your fingers.
Oh yeah, it's very minty.
Very
Also,
minty.
it looks
Yeah.
really yummy.
Oh, I love that smell.
Yeah, they used to grow it in the region for the perfumerie de Grasse because it's got the
Yes.
same smell as roses, and you can make ice cream with it. You can
Yeah, so it replaces
infuse
rose
it,
flavour.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Almost
one's
like roses.
Coca-Cola flavour.
Wow!
Just rub the leaf and smell. You've got so many smells on your hand now.
Yeah.
You won't. But it's more like Pepsi Cola.
Oh.
yeah, it's like-
Lily, does it smell like cola?
Yeah.
Oh, it does, absolutely.
Can I smell
Oh,
it?
it's
Which
really,
one is
really
it? This one?
Yeah,
This one.
I've got other
is
things on
You've
incredible.
got
yours.
loads of things on yours.
Yeah.
I'm a bit scared of
Oh my goodness, it really does.
And then you've got plants like this, which is probably one of the ones that's the strongest. This is a camembert plant.
Oh, I had that in my garden.
Yeah, it's got a taste of 6-month-old camembert.
It is really.
We're living in
incredible.
Normandy, so we know
But
camembert very
It
well.
did grow, but it was like this high. It never
Yeah.
grow over that. We had the most amazing meal inside. We weren't allowed to film inside. We took a couple of pictures, but here we can. And look at this. This is just for the coffee. What was your favorite bit?
The bread and the sauce.
The bread and the olive oil. Yeah, it was an incredible bread and the olive oil. Right.
The charcoal bread
Yes.
and the algae bread,
Yes.
the seaweed bread.
The longer we are here now, the more I think we need to have a Le Fleur Provence.
What are you filming?
They go away, where is it? I can't see.
What?
Lily girls.
The girls?
Yes, the girls. So nice to see the girls playing and
Are you filming the girls?
yes, I'm filming the girls.
I'm so good, Mama.
Huh?
I'm so good at that.
You're doing really well.
First 2 days in the south, what do you think?
I love it. It's lovely.
But you'll be tired.
I'm tired now. Too much wine, too much food.
This is the main site of Sainte-Marie de la Mer. This is a Roman church and it's famous because once a year all the travelers of France come here and they gather here, thousands of them, and they worship a statue which is inside.
I didn't do enough research, so at this point I ran out of a precise plan. We randomly drove through the beautiful countryside. We found ourselves in the prettiest small towns, like the charming Saint-Rémy de Provence and the stunning Beau de Provence with its chateau perched on a hill. We continued to the elegant city of Nîmes, which has its own arena and Roman temple, both exceptionally well preserved and the most wonderful alleys and parks. Our favorite place of this whole journey, though, was Uzes, about half an hour from Nîmes, where we stayed in a traditional farm complex called Mas. It's such a beautiful town, with lovely restaurants and shops. It does cater for tourists, of course, but in a more subtle way than any other provincial town we've seen so far. The town square is enchanting. I couldn't help to look at each real estate agency's window to find out that the prices here are unfortunately even more expensive than in Honfleur. So what do you think about this?
It's magical. Magical. I love it.
And I make friends.
You even make friends here with some other girls.
And they were playing
Boy, well, black and white t-shirt, and he had brown hair, and he was so handsome.
This is our last day here in the region, and we decided to go on a 20-30 minute drive from the beautiful city of Uzes to another Roman site. It's called the Pont du Gard. Do you want to explain what it is?
It's a Haribo ice cream.
No, not your ice cream. This.
Oh, that's a bridge.
What was it made for?
It's a Roman aqueduct to transport water.
Exactly. And when was it built?
100 BC.
I love how it sits beautiful in a landscape. And it was just meant to carry water, so it was a building for a practical purpose, but they still decorated it beautifully. But would I have thought that even 2,000 years later it would still be there and people would still admire it?
2 flip-flops flipping on the road. 3 flip-flops flipping on the road. 1 or 2 or 3.
We are heading home, almost back to Normandy.
Yeah. Are you sad?
I am a bit sad that it's the end of our holidays. I loved the south of France. It's beautiful and very nice weather.
Yes.
It's a little bit cooler up here, but I'm also happy to be going home. And do you think you would still want to sell the chateau and move to the south?
Well, people said to us in the south that July and August is too hot. It can reach 40 degrees. Everybody needs air conditioning. And that's the nicest time for us in Normandy.
Yeah.
It's the summer, and then August, September, even October is really nice. So I think there is no ideal place where everything is right.
No.
What do you think?
I think so. There's so much more to discover in Provence and in the south, so we'll definitely be going back soon and taking you guys with us, I'm sure.
Maybe we should find a derelict farmhouse for nothing.
Yeah.
And restore that.
Maybe we'll do another project.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit of extra work.
Just before we came back home, I got a call from a good friend. He explained that he's doing well, his hand is healing a bit slower than the doctors hoped, but they reassured him again that there's a good chance for him to eventually be able to use all of his fingers.
Bonsoir tout le monde. Écoutez, je vous remercie. Je suis, très très surpris et très émerveillé par les dons que vous m'avez faits. Je suis même bouche bée. Et je vous remercie et toutes ces déclarations de sympathie, d'amour, parce que franchement, c'est vraiment fabuleux. J'espère vous le rendre un jour. Alors évidemment, ça va énormément changer l'aménagement de l'atelier. Faut savoir que j'ai été voir des fournisseurs et qu'il y a des machines qui sont en train de vérification, de devis sur devis. Et l'atelier va changer d'ici un mois et demi. Et franchement, je ne sais pas comment vous remercier. Je remercie déjà pour commencer les 4 personnes qui sont concernées, c'est-à-dire Philippe et Anna. qui sont des grands amis, voire même plus. Daphné et Yann, parce que franchement, eux aussi. Enfin voilà, je vous remercie tous, mais du fond du cœur, et franchement, c'est fabuleux, mais fabuleux, quoi. Voilà. Je vous fais un gros bisou à tous. J'envoie plein de 1000 baisers et 1000 merci et tout ce qui va avec.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see more of us and support our channel, have a look at our Patreon page with exclusive content every week, starting for as little as €5 a month.